Good morning, I'm Brian. You're watching Gurk in the Dirt. Today we're going to do some springtime service on the Branson 4720. We're going to do fuel filter and change the oil today. Let's get to work. Alright, so we ran it around, got the engine up to operating temperature to get the oil flowing through, to get any sediment that might be in there suspended in the oil so that when we drain it out, it'll get all the bad stuff out of there. I'm going to take all these side panels off now so I can get access to everything. We got an oil filter down there. Fuel filter's kind of back there, so we'll get it all taken apart. We're going to clean out the air filter, make sure the radiator is clean for the season, so let's get started. These aren't too bad. They're like quick disconnect little tabs, and this whole side panel comes right off. So that's pretty slick. They did a pretty good job making it so that everything's relatively easy to get to. I'm even going to take the front panel off here so I can make sure we get good access to everything. Air filter and all that good stuff, radiator. Alright, so we got everything stripped off. We're going to switch cameras and go underneath and start draining the oil. Alright, got everything set up, ready to go. We're going to start draining the oil. This one is a 17 millimeter on the drain plug. Get our drain bucket underneath. And let it go. We're going to let that drain out, and we'll do some other stuff while we're waiting. Alright, so the oil is draining out of the pan. We're going to take the filter off, which is right there, and change the filter out. The location of that filter is not in the greatest spot because it puts oil all over the loader frame. Alright, that's pretty much draining out. Note to self, don't change the oil when it's windy out because it blows stuff everywhere. Alright, let's get this tightened back up, cleaned up, change out the filter, and fill her up. Again, on this one, it's a 17 millimeter. on the drain plug. Alright, clean it up. If there's a little oil left here and there, it's not a big deal because it's free undercoating, so stuff won't rust. Alright, let's get back on top and change out that filter. Again, we're going to be using Napa Gold. This one is a 1334. What I like about them, they all come sealed, so if you hang on to them for a while, you know there's not going to be any sort of contaminants or anything like that in them. So, good stuff. Highly recommend Napa Gold. We're going to be using the Rotella T6 again. Pre-fill the filter a little. This one again is on an angle, so you can't fill it up to the brim before you screw it on, but at least you can get something into the media. So it's not a complete dry start. Let that soak in a little. You'd be surprised how much oil can actually soak into the media. I'd say almost half a quart, give or take, because I just filled that up and it's already, I can turn it on its side and nothing comes out. Put a little oil on the gasket to make sure we got easy removal for next time. The filter I just took off, I actually didn't even need the filter wrench. Could have just done it by hand, but you never know. Clean up that mating surface to make sure there's nothing that'll ruin your gasket while you're screwing it on. Thread it on. We're good to go. We're gonna fill it up with oil and call it a day. All right, let's fill her up with oil. I think it takes roughly about 6 to 8 quarts, give or take. I just pour oil in, keep checking it, go from there. There's one. All right, so we got the oil in. We're gonna check the oil level. We haven't started it yet, so it's obviously gonna drop a little bit once the filter itself actually gets filled to the brim, but let's check it again. There we go, looks pretty good. We're about, I'd say, 7/8 full. Of course, it's gonna drop once we start it, but let's go on to the fuel filters. Our fuel filter, which is actually right there. I'm going to reposition the camera so you guys can kind of see in there a little bit. It's just a single cartridge instead of it being a screw-on style. So we'll cut to that and then we'll fire her up and check the final levels. All right, so we got the fuel filter here. Like I said, it's a cartridge style versus a screw-on. So you got to take and loosen that guy up there. The whole thing drops down. We'll clean out the bowl, make sure there's no sediment or anything like that in there, put the new filter in and we'll be good to go. Found the best way to do it is with a pair of channel locks. Doesn't have to be crazy on the tightness as long as it doesn't leak. There is O-rings and a spring in there. So we're gonna thread it down. we go. Pull it out. Yeah, a little sediment in the bottom of the bowl. And the spring. We'll clean it all out. There's a little bit of sediment down in there, so we'll clean it out and we'll be back. So, got the bowl all cleaned out nice, so that's always a good thing. One thing I do like about those Napa Golds, I'm telling you, even came with a new O-ring for this. I've gotten other brands and they don't come with any of that. Technically, it's a rebranded Baldwin. I don't know if you can see that. So make sure everything's good in there. Looks good. Put that guy up onto the housing. Move that guy out of the way. Make sure we're still stuck up on where we're supposed to be. You can pre-fill these, but I'm pretty sure that with the electric fuel pump, it'll actually fill with the key on. So we'll double check that. Should be good. Let's find out. Oh, well, that's not good. I forgot the spring. Well, let's take it off again. That guy's supposed to get dropped down onto that little, there's like a little peg down there at the very bottom, and then it holds pressure up on that filter to make sure it stays in place. Take two. You don't have to go too crazy on the tightness as long as it doesn't leak. I'm pretty sure that's the prime position when when everything's done and full. It's usually down in that position. So we'll try it in different positions and see if it fills on its own. Oh, by the way, the filter is a 3263 on this Branson for the fuel filter. As you can see, you can hear the fuel pump kick on, which is right up there, and it is filling. Well, it's starting to fill. Let's see if it changes in any other position. Starting to fill it. Come on, buddy. Well, let's fire it up and see what happens. Well, that worked, so that's good. We'll do our final oil level check and we'll finish up. about 3/4, a little lower than I typically like, so I might add just a little bit more and we'll be good to go. It's all back together. Got the oil change done, the fuel filter done, blew out the air filters, cleaned out the radiator. We're gonna go mow some pastures. Stay tuned for another episode where we're gonna change out the thermostat. We're having a little bit of an overheating issue on really hot days. Today's pretty cool, so we should be good. We'll get that changed out, flush out the radiator, put new coolant in it, and we should be good to go for the season. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day.